Joey Barton versus Manchester City, 2012. During the final match of the 2011-2012 Premier League season between Manchester City and Queen's Park Rangers, QPR, Joey Barton was involved in a dramatic and violent incident. After being shown a red card for elbowing Carlos Tevez, Barton kicked Sergio Aguero and attempted to headbutt Vincent Kompany before being escorted off the field. His actions left QPR with 10 men and almost derailed City's title hopes, but City famously went on to win the match and the league title with a last-minute goal from Sergio Aguero. Zinedine Zidane versus Marco Materazzi, 2006. In the 2006 World Cup final, French captain Zinedine Zidane headbutted Italian defender Marco Materazzi in the chest during extra time. Zidane was sent off, and Italy eventually won the match on penalties. Zidane later claimed that Materazzi had insulted his sister, which provoked the violent reaction. Kieron Dyer versus Lee Bowyer, 2005. During a Premier League match between Newcastle United and Aston Villa, teammates Kieron Dyer and Lee Bowyer started fighting each other on the pitch. Both players were sent off, and the incident left Newcastle with just 8 men. The altercation stemmed from a disagreement during the game, and it became one of the most infamous on-pitch fights in Premier League history. Paolo Di Canio versus Paul Alcock, 1998. In a match between Sheffield Wednesday and Arsenal, Paolo Di Canio pushed referee Paul Alcock to the ground after being shown a red card. Di Canio received an 11-match ban for his actions and was widely criticized for his behavior. The incident is remembered for Alcock's dramatic fall and Di Canio's explosive temper. Eric Cantona versus Crystal Palace fan, 1995. Manchester United's Eric Cantona was sent off during a match against Crystal Palace and then launched a kung fu kick at a Palace fan who had been verbally abusing him from the stands. Cantona received a 9-month suspension and was sentenced to community service. This incident remains one of the most shocking in football history. Battle of Nuremberg, 2006. This World Cup match between Portugal and the Netherlands saw a record number of cards shown by the referee, 16 yellow cards and 4 red cards. The match was marked by aggressive fouls, altercations, and a lack of control, earning it the nickname the Battle of Nuremberg. Roy Keane versus Alf-Inge Haaland, 2001. Roy Keane's tackle on Alf-Inge Haaland during a Manchester derby left the latter with a serious knee injury. Keane later admitted in his autobiography that the tackle was premeditated revenge for a previous incident where Haaland had accused Keane of feigning injury. Keane received a 5-match ban and a hefty fine for the tackle. Barcelona versus Real Madrid, 2011. Known as the El Clasico brawl, this incident occurred during the Spanish Super Cup. A mass brawl broke out between the players and staff of both teams, culminating in Real Madrid's Marcelo receiving a red card for a brutal tackle on Barcelona's Cesc Fabregas. The tension between the teams was palpable, reflecting the fierce rivalry between the clubs. Frank Rijkaard versus Rudi Völler, 1990. During the 1990 World Cup match between the Netherlands and Germany, Frank Rijkaard spat on Rudi Völler twice. Both players were sent off, and the incident became one of the most disgraceful moments in World Cup history. Rijkaard later apologized, but the event is still remembered for its unsportsmanlike conduct. Vinnie Jones versus Paul Gascoigne, 1988. In an FA Cup match, Wimbledon's Vinnie Jones famously grabbed Newcastle's Paul Gascoigne by the testicles. The image became iconic, representing the rough-and-tumble nature of English football during the 1980s. Despite the pain, Gascoigne continued to play, showing his resilience and toughness.